Well, there's been a lot of questions about Baldur's Gate 3 coming to Xbox, and it looks like there's been a solution found that may set a new precedent. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, the developer of Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios, previously said that they had planned to bring Baldur's Gate 3 to Xbox Series, but was being held back by some technical issues. And this is an article from back in February in IGN when there were some questions coming up as to why an Xbox version of Baldur's Gate 3 had not been announced and if maybe it was because of some exclusivity deal. Well, they wanted us to know that wasn't the case, and their statement here says, following yesterday's PS5 and release date announcement, we've clarified that right now we're planning to release Baldur's Gate 3 for PC, Mac, GeForce Now, and PS5. That said, we have no exclusivity for which platforms we can bring Baldur's Gate 3 to or when, and we'll announce support for additional platforms if and when we're ready. We're seeing a lot of varied interpretations of what that means, so we wanted to clarify further. We've had an Xbox version of Baldur's Gate 3 in development for some time now. We've run into some technical issues in developing the Xbox port that have stopped us from feeling 100% confident and announcing it until we're certain we've found the right solutions. Specifically, we've been unable to get split-screen co-op to work to the same standard on both the Xbox Series X and S, which is a requirement for us to ship. I'll have a bit more about that in a minute, but they go on to say there's no platform exclusivity preventing us from releasing Baldur's Gate 3 on Xbox day and date, should that be a technical possibility. If and when we do announce further platforms, we want to make sure each version lives up to our standards and expectations. Well, we actually have an update for this now, and this comes from Sven Vink, who is the CEO of Larian Studios, and he put this message out on social media. Super happy to confirm that after meeting with Phil Spencer, which is his handle here, yesterday, we found a solution that allows us to bring Baldur's Gate 3 to Xbox players this year still, something we've been working toward for quite some time. And then he goes on to add what the solution is. All improvements will be there with split-screen co-op on Series X. Series S will not feature split-screen co-op, but will also include cross-save progression between Steam and Xbox Series. Now, first of all, I'm not really sure how necessary split-screen gaming is for Baldur's Gate 3, but I do believe this may mark the first time that the Series S is missing a mode that the Xbox Series X will have. Correct me in the comments if that's not true, but on the day before, Phil Spencer did have an interview with Eurogamer, and they talked about the difficulties with Baldur's Gate 3. And related in that, a lot of people have kind of been speculating would the Series S kind of get dropped. Well, his statement here says, I don't see a world where we drop S. In terms of parity, I don't think you've heard from us or Larian that this was about parity. I think that's more that the community is talking about it. There are features that ship on X today that do not ship with S, even from our own games, like ray tracing that works on X but not on S in certain games. So for an S customer, they spent roughly half what the X customer bought. They understand that they're not going to run the same way. Okay, so I don't really see ray tracing on the same level as a split-screen gaming mode. Ray tracing is more about a graphical feature, which, as he stated, everyone who bought a Series S should pretty much know going into it that there are going to be cuts in graphical features. But again, let me know in the comments if you can think of any game that was missing a complete mode that the Series X had that the S doesn't. And again, I'm not talking about graphical related features. Everyone knew concessions would have to be made for a cheaper system. And you think these kind of modes being dropped is going to be more prevalent going forward for the Series S? It definitely seems like a feature like split screen co-op is something that would be a lot more memory intensive and would probably be something that would want to be cut from a Series S system. Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And if you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so. It really does help the channel out quite a bit. I want to thank you for watching and be good.